Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It's Cringe But It's True podcast. I'm your host, Ellie Olivier, and welcome back to another solo episode. This episode is for anyone out there today who has been wanting to start something, try something new, jump into a new career, idea, hobby, whatever it is. This is your sign to start doing it. And we are going to be talking all about that and my experience with that, kind of starting the podcast, all the advice and tips I have if you are out there wanting to do something with your life or start something, but you are too scared, maybe scared of what people think of you, what your friends, family, romantic partners are going to think of you, your fear of failing, your fear of judgment, your lack of resources, lack of money, whatever it is. We're going to talk about all that today and cover all of those fears. And hopefully, my goal is by the end of this episode, you will be feeling so motivated and ready to start whatever thing you've been wanting to start and follow your dreams, as cringe as that sounds. So let's jump into it. I can't even tell you how many times I have heard either people come up and tell me or heard people online talking about it, heard friends of friends talking about things or ideas of things that they want to do. Maybe they want to start doing social media, start a photography business, start a certain career, major, job, hobby, whatever it is, but are too scared to do it. It is like the most common thing. I feel like we all actually have probably had a little urge of something that we want to do or a desire, interest of something that would be cool or that we would think would be amazing to do, but we're too scared to do it. It feels like there has to be like this perfect time to start doing something, or you can always psych yourself out, right? And be like, okay, like, oh, it's just not the right time, or, I'm going to wait until I have X thing or X amount of money, X amount of followers, whatever it is to actually start doing something. And the truth is, there will never be a perfect time to start doing something. The perfect time is now. And even if it feels like you're underprepared, under researched, underdeveloped, not ready to start doing whatever you're doing, that's how you figure it out, right? Like, I remember when I first started the podcast 3 years ago, I was like, okay, well, like, no, what am I saying? I'm not going to start a podcast, right? Like, I had the idea and I was like, okay, like, that would be so amazing. This has always been a dream. Like, I've always loved podcasting. And then I was like, no, like, I don't have the mics. I don't have the resources. I don't have the money. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the followers. Nobody cares what I have to say. Like, why would I do that? And it's your brain's way of protecting itself, right? Like, our brains are constantly trying to stay at that baseline and stay safe and out of fear, rejection, kind of avoiding all of those negative things that would come with doing something like this, right? Once you tap into that and learn how to push past those negative thoughts and just literally fully send it and just go after your dreams and what you want to do, you legit become unstoppable. And I actually believe to my core that if you have a goal or a dream of something you want to do or something you want to achieve, and you, one, do not care what anybody else thinks of you, and two, laser focus, dial in on exactly what it is and what tasks you have to get done in order for that to happen, I legit think you could do anything you wanted to in this life. And that has been like one of the most motivational things I've always lived by. And that's not saying that I don't know what that fear is or don't know that feeling of like being scared, because I for sure know that fear. Let me tell you, when I first started the pod too, I was absolutely terrified of what people thought of me. I was like, okay, I don't want anybody to know that I'm doing this. Like, I just started just posting them right onto Spotify, and I didn't post on social media, which if you're in the social media space, that's like, or any business, that's like the way you monetize and get people to know about it. And, people would come up to me like those first little bit and be like, oh my gosh, like, I saw your podcast, Ellie. And I would be like, you did? Like, that wasn't me. Like, I was so embarrassed and I wasn't confident in it because we're all embarrassed to be seen trying. It's embarrassing, it's cringy to be seen trying to do something, trying to be successful, trying to be an influencer, trying to be a podcaster, trying to be a business owner, whatever it is. It's embarrassing to be seen trying. And the thing that I definitely had to tell myself was that not everyone's going to support you. Not everyone's going to love you. Not everyone's going to be interested in what it is you're talking about or promoting or whatever it is you're doing. There are going to be people that don't like you. And as a people pleaser, that was a very hard pill for me to swallow, right? That people wouldn't like it or wouldn't resonate with it, or people would be like, oh, Ellie's so cringy. What is she doing? Why did she start this podcast? I couldn't even bear that thought. I was like, oh my gosh, like I need everyone to like me. And throughout the few years of doing this podcast, and the other day I was just kind of reflecting on this, in my life, I feel like that is what has taught me the most to not care what people think about me, which is kind of ironic, but I just had to learn and realize that the content I post, it's not for everyone. And that's okay. Because how boring would it be if this resonated with every single person? Like, we all have different interests and facets of our life that we want to pour into. And some people just don't agree or resonate with what I talk about, right? And that's totally fine. And once I made that mindset shift and got to that place for myself where I was like, you know what? People aren't going to like this. People are going to think this is weird, cringy, stupid. People from my high school are going to see this and be like, what is she doing? She has 5 followers and she's posting like an influencer. What is happening? Once I was genuinely like, you know what? Screw this. I don't even care anymore. Like, if you want to judge me, go ahead and judge me. I am fully putting myself out there in a way that honestly is going to receive judgment. And it was so scary for me to comprehend that and come to terms with that. And now that I have, I'll get hate comments occasionally. I'm sure I get people that judge me behind the scenes. And from the deepest part of the soul of my being, I don't even care anymore because I love what I'm doing. I love the content that I'm putting out. And now that it's become a little bit bigger, I get hundreds and hundreds of DMs and messages from you guys out there, my listeners, or people on TikTok, Instagram, that really have resonated with my content, and it has helped them tremendously, which has been the most amazing thing for me, and has also been like, it is so worth it to do this, even though I'm at huge risk of, thousands of people judging me. I'm being able to help people or make someone feel less alone, or even most importantly, it's been helping me. Like, I love recording these podcasts every week. It is like my favorite thing in the world. It's my number one passion. It lights me up. I will never get sick of it. I love getting behind a mic and talking to the camera and interviewing people and researching things and going through life experiences and then getting to come back and relay information, what not to do, what to do, what I did wrong, and all of these things on how to help someone else through a certain time is just so amazing to me that it makes it all worth it. Now, that mindset shift is not easy to teach and not easy to acquire. It really is something you have to put a conscious effort towards and kind of like train your brain. You're kind of rewiring your brain in a sense to not care what people think. But I think when starting out, I remember I was like, I'm such a loser. At the beginning, I had literally 15 followers and I was like posting and I was so nervous about all my posts and I would be checking the likes and who saw it and everything. And then I remember this one day super vividly. I think it was probably like a year in-ish, maybe less, maybe more, I can't remember exactly, where I just thought to myself, I'm done caring. And I'm just going to go for it. And I'm just going to go full force into the podcast. No holding back. I'm going to be fully present, say exactly what I want to say, post exactly as I want to post. I swear to you guys, from that moment on, that is where I really did see the most growth. And I always say, like, if we're talking about the social media space here and you've been wanting to get into social media, when starting out, post like you have 1 million followers. Post like you have thousands of people obsessed with your content who love you so much. Post like you are already famous. And this, in a way, is kind of a form of manifesting, right? Like, where you are kind of living in that state of what you want to be, or that mindset of where you will eventually get to. Your brain can't tell the difference. You know what I mean? If you are so present in that thought and that feeling of like, I am successful, I am achieving all the things I want to do. I don't really need to look at the number of followers that I currently have, but I am in this vibrational frequency and thought process and mindset of I am already quote unquote famous or successful and whatever it is. And once you start posting like that and start dialing in like that, I swear to you, it literally changes the game. And it's so scary. And I think it really does come with being secure in yourself, right? Like a lot of the time, just with anything in life, our insecurities are usually projected on other people, or if someone else like comments on something and it kind of like zaps one of your insecurities and makes you feel a certain way, it's not because what that person said is true, but it's because you think those things are true. So it all just kind of comes back to your perception of yourself, your self-worth, your self-love, and the way that you view yourself and feel about yourself, right? Like if you literally start posting and start living like I am successful, I am a successful content creator, I'm a successful influencer, I'm a successful business owner, whatever it is, then you're going to start becoming that. And it also has a thing to do with like confidence, right? Like confidence is the most magnetic quality that someone can have, in my opinion. And if you see someone out there posting content, completely confident in who they are, owning it, whatever it may be, you can't help but be attracted to that. And you can't help but be interested in that and be proud of that person for just being themselves. And for me, even if it's someone that I just don't resonate with, if someone's like posting something or doing something, or I'm like, okay, not for me, I'm still like, good for you. You're going out there, you're putting yourself out there in a very uncomfortable way, and you're confident about it and you're owning it and you're not feeling insecure or like, sorry guys, I know this is kind of weird, but I'm going to start posting. Like if you're just owning it and just being 100% your present self and just confident in who you are, people are going to love that. And the right people are going to be attracted to that, right? There might be some people out there that don't align, don't resonate, don't love what you're doing, but then those aren't your people, right? That's not the people you want in your life. That's not the people's opinions that you should be caring about. And a lot of the time, people project their fears onto you. So if you are really wanting to do something, maybe it's starting social media, and someone says, well, that won't work out. Like, oh, it's not going to work out. No, there's no way you could ever get that done. That's not because they genuinely don't believe in you, but it's because they don't believe that they could do that. So therefore, they're projecting their own innate insecurity onto you and your thing that you aren't wanting to do. People that are genuinely secure and successful and proud of themselves and working hard for what they want are never going to tell you that your dreams are stupid or unattainable. They're going to be like, yes, go after that and do that, because even if it seems a little bit unattainable right now, there's nothing that you couldn't do if you put your mindset to something, right? If you lock in and focus your mind on something, and people who have been there know that, right? Like I remember starting out, I talked to a lot of people in my life and people were like, oh yeah, like, I don't know, Ellie, like it's, yeah, just like keep your mindset, keep your dreams low indirectly, right? And I just remember like, being like, okay, yeah, you're right. And then I had a mindset flip of like, you know what? No, I'm going to be delusional. Like I'm going to shoot for the stars. I'm going to believe in myself, right? I'm going to know that this is attainable and this is something that is going to happen to me. I have been very big on manifesting and affirmations for many, many years. And it's actually something that's so cool to think about, because I legit would say to myself in the mirror every single morning, like, I am going to be a successful podcaster. I am going to have a successful business. I am going to be successful. I'm going to help people. I'm going to change lives. I am going to be successful. I would say that in the mirror, and I still do. And first I was like, okay, I'm so stupid. Why am I saying this to myself? Like, this is not going to happen. There's no way. I literally would just say to myself, and then eventually your brain is literally listening to you and it's like, okay, she's saying these things and she's feeling this way, so this is how we feel. This is what's going to happen, right? So your brain internalizes those things to where you actually feel that way. And, occasionally, like, I compare myself even still, right? Like, I'll look at other podcasters in my niche or whatever who are doing better than me. Maybe they have more followers than me. And I'm like, oh, shoot, like, I want to be where they are. But just making sure you're staying on your own timeline, right? This is your life and not anybody else's. And some people are going to be at point A, B, C, D at different times. and there's no right or wrong time to be there, right? And that's where I really try to come back and ground myself and be proud of my progress, right? And at first that was when I hit 1,000 followers, when I hit 10,000 followers, right? Like when I hit these milestones that I was really proud of. And I think for a lot of time too, I would just say to myself like, okay, when I hit 10,000 followers, then I'm going to start posting, and then I'm really going to log in on my content and just kind of post whatever I want to do and really dial in on my goals. And then I hit 10K, and then I was like, okay, well, maybe when I hit 15K, right? Like the bar will always keep moving. There's no right time to start. The only right time to start is now. Tomorrow isn't promised. You literally could die tomorrow. And if you have a goal or something that you've been really itching and wanting to do in your life, don't wait, because now is the perfect time to start, even if it doesn't feel like it. Let yourself be bad at something. It is really hard for all of our own egos and perceptions of ourselves to suck at something, be bad at something, not be the best at something. When starting something new, inevitably, you're not going to be the best at it. And that can kind of limit us a lot and make us be like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. Subconsciously, you're like, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to know that I'm not going to be good at it, right? But that is how every single person in the world that has ever started something, whether it's a podcast, social media, business, career, has been bad at it at some point. No one was born good at things. We all had to learn them, right? So remember to just let yourself be bad. And I know it's hard, and I know it can be a hit to the ego to start something and be like, yikes, I suck at this. I remember when I started the pod, I legit, like if I go back and look at like my first reels, my first podcast, I would literally cringe and want to rip my eyes out because I was horrible, right? Like I don't even know what I was saying. I was, my biggest critic, I still am, but I just definitely, and I think it's kind of funny now, I'm like, wow, like I've really come a long way. And even from like 2 years ago or a year ago when I was doing reels, like how much better my editing has gotten or whatever, like you are going to be bad when you start. And that's how you learn. No one just starts being good at something. Like the most successful people in the world started with being bad at it. They weren't good at whatever they started designing or whatever they started making. Like they had to go through those months, years, weeks of being bad to get to where they are. And it can be very uncomfortable. And that is, I think, what limits us a lot, is that fear of being bad at it. So drop the ego, kill the ego, and let yourself be bad at something, because we were all bad at it. If you want to make yourself feel better, go back and look at my first podcast or first reels, and that'll let you know, okay? Like it's not, everyone starts when they're bad at something, okay? Inevitably, throughout this time of starting whatever it is you're wanting to start, you're going to get rejected. You're going to get rejected a lot. And rejection sucks. Nobody likes feeling rejected, whether it's in dating, school, business, whatever it is, that sucks to feel rejected. But once you kind of learn and understand how to not let rejection get the best of you and how to fuel you and motivate you, that is really when you can turn your life around. I've been rejected by tons of brands to work with or podcast guests, whatever it is. And, it kind of was like, oh, dang it, like rejected, I suck. Like, what am I even doing? I guess I'm not good enough for this. But instead it was a redirection of, okay, you know what? Like maybe I'm not good enough for this yet, but I will be one day. And instead it lit a fire in me of what I wanted to get to this point and want to prove them wrong or prove to myself that I can do this, right? But just reframing the way you look at rejection, I think, is really important. And it can also come with rejection of just, people doubting you or not believing in you. And this is super cliche, but like the most important thing is that you believe in yourself. And it's hard to believe in yourself when maybe your close friends and family, everyone in your life is saying, hey, Ellie, let's not do that. Actually, that's not a good idea. That's not going to work out. That's not going to be successful. It's hard, right? To be confident in yourself and your dreams and your goals and your aspirations when no one else believes in you. And I think that's where it's important. And at least for me, I just kind of adapted this like quiet confidence, right? I wasn't blaring to the rooftops like, everybody, like, I'm going to do this podcast, blah, 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 blah. I put my head down and I worked freaking hard. I researched everything I need to know. I went through a lot of trial and error, and I still am going through a lot of trial and error to learn how to be the best that I can be, right? And not only just like a podcast host, but as a person, I'm in therapy, I'm constantly trying to work and better myself. And then I think that can slowly build more confidence over time, like talking like specifically social media. I remember when I first started, I would like go on dates, and they'd be like, so like, what do you do? Like, what are your hobbies? And I wouldn't even bring up the podcast, or maybe I'd bring it up once they brought it up. And now later in my life, where I do feel super confident in what I've done and what I've created, and I'm really proud of myself. And if someone's going to judge me for that, then that's okay. It just means that they're not my person. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I am proud of myself and I don't need any reassurance or validation for that. So now when I'm meeting new people, I love telling people, right? And not obviously in like a bragging way, but if they ask, I will for sure bring it up. And it's like, it's sad and crazy to me that I used to be so nervous to do that, right? Because people usually applaud you once you've done the thing and not while you're in the process of doing the thing. When you're in the process of starting your social media career, when you have like a couple hundred followers, people are they're gonna look at you and be like, huh, okay, well, good luck with that. Like, I don't know if she's ever gonna get that, but she's kind of a loser. And then it's like when you kind of get to your goal or get to be more successful, quote unquote, wherever that bar is for you, people kind of change their mindsets. Like, I actually had several people who maybe weren't the nicest at the beginning, weren't the most supportive, weren't the most believing in me, come to me now and be like, wow, Ellie, like, I think your podcast is so amazing. Like, good for you. Thank you. Like, I know I'm proud of myself and I worked hard, and you should be proud of yourself for any amount of effort that you're doing or giving, Your life changes when you decide that you want it to. Not when it's the perfect time, not when everyone gives you the okay, green light to start doing something, when you decide that you want it to. All it takes is that first jump off the cliff, slow baby steps into inching towards your goals and what you want to achieve. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be perfect. All it takes is that subtle flip of, I'm ready to do this and I'm going to go for my goals 100%. Put the blinders on, shut out all the judgment and all the eyes that are doubting you, making fun of you, whatever it is, and be so confident and knowing of what your goals are and what you want to achieve. And if you literally just put your head down, work hard, believe in yourself, you can seriously achieve anything that you want to. And if you really do believe it yourself that is possible, anything is possible. And it is possible, right? Whatever your goal is out there. And if you are out there listening to this and you like are thinking of a specific goal you've had for a while or idea of something you want to start or do, write it down and write yourself a letter right now of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try to figure this out. And when I'm successful, I will finish this letter. Even though am I exactly where I want to be? Am I done working for my goals? No, not at all. I'm just beginning. But I just remember waffling back and forth so much at the beginning of the podcast, being like, oh, I'm going to stop. I'm feeling embarrassed. I'm so cringe. I'm so weird. Why am I doing this? Nobody cares. And just even seeing like the small impact I've made and the platform that I've been able to create is just so amazing. And if I didn't even grow at all anymore, I would be so proud of myself and happy for everything I've done so far. So just remember, you are in the driver's seat. You are in charge of your life. Don't listen to people's doubts or fears, because 99% of the time that is just people projecting their own insecurities onto you and their fears of maybe them not being able to achieve it, maybe you not being able to achieve it, trying to protect you, trying to shelter you. But if you believe that you can do something, then you can. I really hope that whoever's out there listening to this, that this was just the little nudge you needed to start doing something. And whatever it is you're starting, send it to me on social media, whatever it is. I will hype you TF up. I know what it feels like to start from zero, from rock bottom, from nothing, and I will support you. And just remember to never take judgment from someone who isn't where you want to be at in life. A lot of people are going to try to tear you down subconsciously, right? And be like, hey, you can't do this. You're not capable of this, because they are insecure or they can't chase their own dreams or don't chase their own dreams. So when you go for it, they are like, well, no, like I can't do this, so you can't either, right? But the people who are where you are at in life or where you want to be at in life, those are the people you should take advice from and take direction from, because they know what it's like to be in your shoes. They've done the scary thing. They've been imperfect. They've gotten rejected, struggled, had to go through the phases of not knowing what the hell they're doing to get to where they are now. So remember, don't care what anybody else thinks. I know it's such a hard concept to nail, but once you do, your entire life will change. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to follow the podcast. Write a little review if you have the time. It takes like 3 seconds. It really helps the podcast grow. You can also follow me on my TikTok and Instagram, and that's Cringe But It's True Pod. I post a lot more like behind the scenes of my life on there if you want to check that out. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.